Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer, thanks to OK Sherbert for this one. Nick controls Teferi the Time Raveler. Amy starts her turn with a profane tutor that's suspended with one time counter on it. What happens? Okay, so this question does give me a little bit of nostalgia, because when I was first exposed to it, Teferi Mage Absolver was in the same block as Suspend was originally printed in. Believe me, this was an interaction that came up a lot in that standard format. So, what happens? Well, if we take a look at Suspend's entry in the comprehensive rules, we'll see that Suspend actually represents three different types of abilities. One of them lets you suspend the card from your hand. The others let you remove time counters from it during every upkeep, and the third lets you play the card when you have removed the last time counter from it. Note that those last two abilities are not optional. Remember that because it'll be important later. So, what's going to happen is at the beginning of Amy's upkeep, the game is going to have a triggered ability, which is going to have her remove the last time counter from the Profane Tutor. When that happens, she'll have the opportunity to play it. Unfortunately, we all know how Teferi feels about people playing spells during their upkeep, so Teferi's ability will disallow Amy from being able to play that spell even though she did remove the last time counter. That means that the Profane Tutor will now be exiled with 0 time counters on it, since Amy was not able to play it during the time she normally would have been able to. That means that the Profane Tutor will be just like any other card that's exiled with 0 time counters on it. In other words, it'll just be exiled. In fact, it won't even count as being suspended anymore, for effects that look at that sort of status on a card. The triggered ability that lets you cast the Suspend card triggers when you remove the last time counter. That's not going to happen again unless there somehow is going to be another time counter that's put onto this card, so it'll stay exiled indefinitely, or at least until some other instruction in the game causes it to change zones. Finally, remember that we made a note that it is not optional for you to remove the time counter from a suspended card. That means that if Amy has this card suspended, she might want to leave the time counter on it so that she will later on be able to take that final time counter off, maybe after she's found some way to deal with the Teferi. Unfortunately, the game rules say that this is not allowed either. If it's suspended, you have to take the time counter off whether you want to or not. As you can imagine, Suspend gets really hard countered by Teferi in Time Spiral block and even up to this very day. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.